The Euclid Beach Boys, we got nicknamed that name because we started collecting things from the old Euclid Beach Amusement Park in Cleveland. My uncle used to work there and I spent a lot of time there. John graduated from St. Joe's, grown up in Cleveland. He spent a lot of time there. And we just have a passion for the old nostalgic family-run amusement parks. So we started collecting those things, but it went from there to Jogga Lake, to Chippewa Lake. We've got Higbee's figures from the Christmas windows. Anything nostalgic that was fun for Cleveland is what attracts us, and that's what we've collected. The Manolio family started this back in 1957. Their first display was like 750 eggs. And it just grew from there. It was a labor of love for that family, and it was a tradition that they just enjoyed doing. The public is what really spurred them on because they were so grateful for the work that goes into this is absolutely incredible. And it's just something, when I heard that it was the last year because Mr. Manolio had passed away in 2012, that we couldn't let this go by the wayside. So we approached the Manolio family and talked with Mrs. Manolio, and we just kind of worked things out, and with their help, and their help has been a lot this past week, we were able to make this display portable and do it on a hard surface where theirs was always done on a grassy surface, which makes a big difference. It won't be the way they did it, but what we have are what we call the nostalgic pieces of artwork that Mr. Manolio and Mrs. Manolio built. And some of the eggs date back to 1957. I mean, these are original eggs. They've been around a long time. It was always in Lyndhurst, and we felt it necessary to try to keep it in Lyndhurst, and that's where the city, the mayor, they just stepped up to the plate and they gave us a place to do this, and it's a secured place, and it's open where people, even if we're not here, you can come by and get a view of it anyways, and that's important. Too many traditions have gone by the wayside, and it's the kids and generations today, when we tell the stories about Euclid Beach Park and some of the old, they wish they could have gone there. So it's important to us to keep these alive, and we do events throughout the year and talks throughout the year that the younger generation is really getting involved with, and they've heard their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents talk about these things, so this is something they still get to experience it. So that's why we do what we do. We didn't know for sure what we were going to do with it this year. We wanted to keep the chronological years going, but it was important for us to find the right venue for it, and we got lucky enough to do that. And I was a little apprehensive in the beginning about taking it out of the area, which we didn't do, and we were able to do this. And the public response has just been overwhelming. I never expected this much. I knew it was well loved, but not to the extent that it is.
What do you hope people will take away when they come here and experience Eggshell Land? What do you hope they get out of it?
The same thing the generations have for years. The work and the passion that went into what we have here. We've become basically the caretakers for it, and we're trying real hard to preserve the originality of these pieces, and that's important to us. This way the generations now and upcoming generations can experience the tradition. And this is a family tradition. I mean, there aren't too many public Easter things out there, and this is one of the reasons why the Manolios wanted to do something with Easter. We're happy to be able to do this with their blessing. I mean, that's important to us. And I just think we'd like to see this go on generations to come.